Hello everyone. So if you're watching this, hopefully there's still a couple of months to go before one of your big races. Specifically with regards to the Otter, I want to just give you some tips about injury prevention and making sure that you actually get to race day in a good condition and you're ready to be your best on the day. What you really don't want to do is you don't want to do rushed last minute training. So I believe it's very important to have a strong base. So you want to make sure that you have enough time to train for your actual goal race. And there's definitely no shortcut to success. So it's important that you put in those base miles and that you follow the 10% rule. We call it the 10% rule. It's basically where you just don't increase your mileage by more than 10% on a weekly basis. So if, for instance, if you're doing 30 Ks this week, you're going to more or less do 33 or 34 Ks the next week, and you're going to build it up. And we work in cycles of 3 weeks building and 1 week of recovery where you cut back on the mileage, and that way you can actually continuously improve. With regards to injury prevention, I think there's a few key things that we've discovered or learned over the years that really makes a difference in actually preventing injuries. And I think one of the most important things is actually sufficient sleep. If you don't get sufficient sleep, you are going to find out that in the long run, you're not going to be able to keep those injuries at bay. So very important that you try and get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep per evening. Then we also believe in regular massages. So regular means anything every 2 to 3 weeks if possible. In the weeks that you can't get to a massage therapist or that you're busy or obviously finances and those things, then foam rolling and stretching is definitely something that you can do on a regular basis at your own premises. So yeah, foam rolling, stretching, pre-running stretching, which is more your dynamic stretches, and then post-running stretches, which is more your static stretching. Then another thing that we are firm believers in is actually seeing a biokineticist. Biokineticist is really, really key for me in the last specifically 3 years for injury prevention, because you actually identify your specific weaknesses, you work on those, and you work on your biomechanical posture and just running methods. So those also ensure that you are not going to get those niggles, and those niggles won't become injuries in the long run. Another thing is really your diet. If you follow a general healthy diet, then we found that also helps to keep the injuries at bay. And then the other thing that I would say is, there's so many supplements and things out there, but in terms of injury prevention and just staying healthy in general, there's a few key sort of supplements that we figured out actually makes a difference. That's magnesium. We use collagen. Collagen is good for joint health. It's good for skin renewal. It's good for so many things. Iron, I think a lot of athletes, especially endurance athletes, suffer from low iron these days. So make sure that if you are feeling a little bit down, you can feel that your eyes are burning, or you're struggling with motivation in the mornings, then that might be a sign that you actually have low iron. So look out for those, get your iron tested, and then obviously use an iron supplement. The ones that we found over the years that work the best is Sideral Forte or Quadrifer. Those are really good iron supplements, and you take that along with vitamin C, because if you take it along with vitamin C, obviously the iron gets absorbed quicker, and it's also good for the natural immunity to use vitamin C. In terms of recovery, injury prevention, you also want to get that recovery sort of shake that we've talked about in one of our other Trail Tip TV productions, where you want to just get your protein and your carbs and everything straight after in that 30-minute window after you've trained.
Trail Tip TV was brought to you in association with Emperor Asset Management.